Okay, so on to the next track / performance in Ghaza's Artistic Fuzzy Sounds 535 series, man. We just came off a Hua Chenyu song called Rampage. That was actually a beautiful song. And now we're going on to another song called Exaggerated. I'm not entirely sure if I've ever heard this. I don't think so. I don't think Ghaz is even going to give me something that I've heard before. But no, I don't think I've ever reacted to this. I think we've got CCs here. We've got the English translations, which is fantastic. For those of you who are only joining us now, I suggest you go right back to the beginning of the series and start from there, man, because we started with a really beautiful little vibey track, and then we went on to a Hua Chenyu track, and now this is the second one. So let's rock and roll. Please do excuse the lozenge in my mouth. It just has to be there, unfortunately. Let's rock and roll. Yo, this dude can pull a crowd as well, though, hey? Oi. Oh wow, that is poetic. Oh my god. Right? My heart was waiting to be opened up like a bottle, but my mouth, right, all it did was gain moss, essentially. So it's almost like there was nothing, there was like literally nothing, there was nothing, even though there was something beautiful to say, nobody wanted to hear it, essentially. So it just gathered moss, essentially. So like a rolling stone gathers no moss, right? So it's literally had nothing to roll out with, right, for other people to take in. So those words were just gathering moss with inside his mouth. That's fire, moss with inside his mouth. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Anyway, carry on. 嘴巴扣在用青铜，讓潮內與萬靜與變得不受淚水，自己要救出面容，就突然地高歌，任何地方也仲開始面台，做誰勝啲心不失分講慨，有人來拍照要記住沙底。 Okay, wait a second. I actually think he's talking about himself over here in this particular one. Right? He's basically saying I was a quiet character, right? And because I was a quiet character, nobody really cared for me. You know what I mean? The only way people are willing to listen is if I exaggerate everything. So what did I do? I exaggerated everything. I put myself on stage with all the lights and all the fancy clothes and the shining clothes and all of that kind of thing. And all of a sudden, the moment I started to exaggerate, people started to listen. But when people started to listen, right? Are they listening to the true me? I think that's why he had to actually create the song in the sense of like, I have to put on the show. And we've heard it from Hua Chenyu before, where it's like, this is what I have to do on stage. But when the lights turn down, right, and I go away, it's almost like he feels empty because it feels like it's not his true self that's being depicted. So I kind of feel like this song over here is like part of his true self that's just seeping through. And he's doing that intentionally. Anyway, carry on. You let me know what you think down below. You're saying that I'm overacting, but if I stood on stage like a statue, right? If I stood on stage like a statue, would I receive attention? Probably not. I'd probably receive criticism, right? Because you want a particular side of me. You don't want me. Clever. Does the world still appreciate silence? There's something so beautiful about silence, right? And I learned that the moment I had a child. The moment I had a child. When he goes to bed, it's like, oh my God. Never before have I loved silence that much. I was always that loud kind of character. Everything needed to be loud. When I was in my car, music's loud. Everything. Right? Even at night, I had to listen to something loud. I'd be working on my desk and my earphones were in. Right? I find myself very often now
Just like when little one goes to bed, I'll just sit in my office and I don't want to listen to nothing. I'll just do work and I'll just bask in the silence. Right? Does the world like that anymore? No, because we've been over stimulated with absolutely everything. Everything's been shoved in our faces. Our senses are just overworked, overloaded, essentially. Right? To the point that, do we appreciate silence anymore? I actually think silence makes us uncomfortable, because when we have a bit of silence, our thoughts get louder and we are afraid of our thoughts for some odd reason. Anyway, carry on. Wow, it's a very telling song here. Shit, so it's basically saying this goes back, right? It's been cut before. There I was at my school prom, 18 years old, nobody noticed me. And at that day, I'm like, I will make sure the world will notice me. Do you know what I crave attention, and for people who have never experienced attention will understand why. You know what I mean? I've never been seen. I've never been seen for who I am. And the sad part about this song is says, I've never been seen for who I am, to the point that I had to exaggerate who I am to be seen, which still means that I'm still not being seen for who I am. Crazy. Instrumentation's fire on this as well, man. It's very dramatic, which I absolutely love about this over here, because it is basically him pouring his soul on stage. Do you know what I mean? So the song is, you'd say the song is exaggerated, but the song's not exaggerated, right? What he's trying to say is that I'm exaggerated, right? The version of me that you love is exaggerated. But now this over here, it's almost like a twist on the word exaggerated, in the sense that he's saying, I'm not being hyperbolic over here. I'm not exaggerating anything over here. Now I'm actually being my true self. Now you're seeing my true self. And me showing you my true self is going to feel like I'm over exaggerating, right? My life over here. So you're going to see me as over exaggerating this thing, or over exaggerating my depression, my anxiety, my sort of solitude and things like that, right? But when I am over exaggerating, you don't see that as over exaggeration. So it kind of feels like it's a sort of like flip on that. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. That conviction's coming through hard. If my shows were boring, would you come? Alright, what did he say there? If my shows were awkward and boring, because he is an awkward individual, but there's beauty in his awkwardness, that's why he is the artist he is. Alright? But if he was his true self, if he was truly just him, his awkward little self and boring, you saw them in some of the game shows. You saw them in some of the shows that he went and performed on. Alright? Where judges were like, nah, they sort of like very flippant about it. It took one person who was actually awkward and saw that. They saw the deeper person that Hua Chenyu was, and that who gave him the opportunity to rise. Where everybody else was like, this doesn't really sit with me. Do you know what I mean? So he's speaking to something real over here. Almost feels like a Broadway play with the way he's delivering this over here. Now is where he's playing into the exaggeration, and he's going over the top with this more than usual to say, do you see me now? Is this what you want? Do you see me now? Right? And that's a lot of pain coming out, right? Of years and years and years. This motherfucker is crazy. I told you, this is Broadway type shit. I love it when he gets into this fucking space over here, because it's so real for him. I mean, you can actually feel it. No, this dude's fire, man. This is probably one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites of Hua Chenyu's. Come on. Yeah, that's how you tell a story. That's how you send a message. That is a fire little performance over there. I love the song. I love the way he performed. The conviction, this was absolutely incredible. Right? Suited this song exactly, perfectly, exaggerated. Do you know what I mean? This is what you like. This is what you get. Do you like this? All right? I do. Anyway, I'll catch you on the very next one. Peace.